Hello, folks, and thanks so much for becoming a member of StepsToVoiceOverSuccess.com. This is really one of the premier sites, really the only site you can go to get some specific information on the business development side of your voiceover business. And that being said, starting at the beginning and getting the beginning of all of this stuff right, from your gear to your software, input, output levels, things of that nature, is vitally important. What we're going to talk about today is your recording environment. This is the most important part of your setup. It's not your microphone. It's not your interface. It's not your DAW. It is literally the space that you record in is going to be the thing that really determines your success or failure in even starting in voiceover. So, what am I talking about when I say recording environment? You guys see my booth back here. I've got a whisper room. Do you need a whisper room to get started in voiceover? No, it's not the most important thing you're going to need. There are plenty of people that are in voiceover that are making some outstanding amounts of money without having a whisper room. So let's get into some of the things that make a difference when it comes down to your recording environment, the most important element of your whole voiceover career. Now, if you're just getting involved in voiceover and you're trying to pick a room or space to record in, if you're recording in a room, an open room, you're going to get echo. The reason why is you are recording in a room with hard, flat surfaces. You can't really notice what I've got going on here in just my outer studio from my whisper room. But when you have hard surfaces surrounding you, it is the kiss of death for anyone that's getting involved in voiceover. And I really need you to understand this. When you are recording in a room, an open room with hard, flat surfaces, it is the kiss of death to your voiceover career. So how do you combat that? Well, you can have some things on your wall like treatment. You know, you've seen the little foam things. You can kind of see one right behind my whisper room right there. How can I point to it? Let's see. Yeah, this stuff. All right. So that little black stuff that's in the back there. You can cover your walls with something like that, but that might not even be good enough, especially if the room is open and it's a large room. You're still going to get that echo effect. It's kind of like, have you ever moved into a new apartment or a new home and you walk in and you're reviewing the place, you're kind of doing a walkthrough and you're talking and you're echoing all over the place. You've experienced this. But as soon as you put your furniture in, the echo's gone. At least you think it is. You're not hearing as much of it as you would if there was nothing in that room. So what you want to do to combat this is there's a couple of options that you have. You can record literally inside of a closet that has clothes in it, or you put up blankets on the wall. That will produce what we call a dead space for you to record in. And this is important, so remember that term. Dead space just means that there's no reverberation off the walls. There's no echo. There's no way for your voice to bounce off of a wall and back into your microphone. That's what makes your recording sound so horrible. And that's why you're not getting, or you won't get booked for jobs, because you're not recording in a proper environment. There's also what a lot of people do. They'll go to a hardware store, they'll buy a bunch of PVC pipe, and they'll make a little fort around themselves and they'll drape blankets over that. So, and they'll put everything as far as their recording gear inside of this space so that it's a dead space. You've got soft surfaces, and what those soft surfaces do is they capture the sound. They don't let the sound bounce. They absorb that sound, so it's not bouncing back into your microphone. And what you'll notice, as soon as you do this, you'll notice an immediate difference in how you sound in your headphones. So If you look at even, I'll share some pictures here of my old recording space. You know, before I got my office in my whisper room downtown Milwaukee, I was in the basement of my home and I surrounded myself with some cheap blankets, some comforters that I had that we weren't using. It wasn't the prettiest setup, but it worked. And it made a difference in my sound. I surrounded myself above and around with these blankets so that no sound could echo off of hard, flat surfaces. When you're talking about your recording environment and how important it is, I cannot stress enough how important it is to get yourself into a dead space so that the only thing that's going into your microphone is your pure voice. This is what is vitally important. So this first video that I made for this section here for you joining Steps to Voiceover Success was to express the vital importance of recording in a dead space, getting rid of hard surfaces, and surrounding yourself with soft surfaces. I hope this has been helpful and extremely impactful for you, and I'll see you on the next video.